Hello, people. What's going on? What's going on? Liverpool just lost 1-0 to Real Madrid. Okay, I wanted to touch on a couple of points. And I watched the game, and I think this is not being biased. So this is just looking at it in a way that you feel like, okay, this is what went wrong. First of all, if this is I don't do many live, but this is another live show I'm doing on YouTube. So feel free to come in and give me your opinion. I feel like there's a level of inconsistency with Liverpool. Okay, a level of inconsistency with Liverpool because you beat Man United, then you go to Bournemouth, you don't get a result, then you go to Madrid, then you lose that, and the performance wasn't okay. It wasn't that bad, but I just feel like it was more of just a damage control type of performance because the damage was already done at Anfield, and Liverpool looked okay. They didn't do anything spectacular, but Real Madrid, they just grew as the game went on. The chance that they've created, they could have scored quite a few chances. Vinicius Junior and Benzema. The one person that really impressed me the most, it was Kamavinga in midfield. Kamavinga absolutely run the show. His temperament, his way of moving the ball, circling the play. He just looked a very mature footballer for his age. Anyway, from for you look at it, you think what this kid knows what he's talking about. He knows he's all around the pitch. Was I surprised with the starting 11 for Liverpool? Yes, I expect to see people like Henderson. Well, I didn't expect much of a change, but in terms of personnel, I just felt like that midfield was so weak compared to Real Madrid midfield. There was so much experience in that Real Madrid midfield. It was almost like Liverpool just hoping that they will capitalize on a momentum from Mo Salah or Darren Nunes, one of those guys there. But as the game went on, you just and I feel like they targeted Trent so much in this game. Then most of the attack came from Trent's side of the pitch. Every time they had opportunity to ask him with Venice Jr., it was always opportunity. They could not turn it down. Every single time the ball went always to from the right hand side of the pitch, left hand side of the pitch to go out a Trent. And when you know for Liverpool, I feel like where do they go from here? Because you look at it thinking the only thing that I can see going for Liverpool right now to end the season is can they get into that top four position? That's all you can think of. Can they get into that fourth position? Because come the summer, Jurgen Klopp might make some harsh decision, might have say things to people that might not like it, just to balance out the football club. Because right now they looked outpaced, they look outdated, they weren't much of intensity that you expect from Liverpool. They just didn't have the wowzer that you expect. And Liverpool is such a great team. Liverpool is such a great team. But right now, they are low in confidence, even though they try to press high up in the pitch. But I just feel like Madrid had more about them compared to Liverpool. Madrid had the extra gear where, okay, if you're gonna increase your pace, we also have more in our locker. And I just feel like, you know, going forward, yes, Mo Salah had the chances. Yes, Darren Nunes had the chances. Yes, Gakpo had the chances, but they weren't really much of a clear cut type of chances. One of those things where it fell off you and then you try to react up on there. But Liverpool always gonna be a threat. Liverpool always gonna be a threat. But I think this season, you look at it as a very disappointing season. You look at it as what we need to have a look at ourselves again because it's one of those where you're like, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect from Liverpool. I know coming to the season, Liverpool fan was so optimistic about the team, about the football club, the way it was going. But now that they're out of all competition, you have to reassess the squad. Where the strength, where the weaknesses, where do we need to bring in players? Or who's anybody in the academy that's doing what I can, step up and involve in the first team? Right, that's the type of conversation Jurgen Klopp would definitely need to have going forward. But bear in mind that take away anything from do not take anything away from Real Madrid. Real Madrid were absolutely top class today. I think I don't think they played well today like they did at Anfield. I feel like they did okay. They just they had extra games in them, but they didn't do anything spectacular. But what Madrid offers is that they had it in them. If you wanted to increase the pace, they had it in them. You know, I highlighted Kamavinga, Luka Modric, yeah, um, Tony Cruz in midfield. I mean, they literally just in cruise control. Get it, move it, get it, move it. Kamavinga, especially that assist for the goal, that through ball to Benzema, yeah, that through ball to Benzema. Thank you, I appreciate that, my man. Listen, Kamavinga is literally showing his ability. Kamavinga's playing with that confidence that, you know what, they brought me here, and he was. What I'm worried at, yeah, is that Liverpool still rely heavily on my mate James Milner. James is not like a 20-year-old Milner anymore. So looking at Liverpool, you're thinking we need to do better than this. Their recruitment this year hasn't been great. Hence why you can go to Real Madrid and find it very difficult to break them down. And Real Madrid squad, there are so many people that can come on to have an impact in the game. Whereas if you look at the change Liverpool made, there weren't really much of a, you know, Firmino, yes, but they just didn't have that je ne sais quoi. Do you know what I mean? And going forward, just before in international week, you expect Liverpool to win the game just to go from international week, because if they lose the game before international week, it will cause more harm. It will cause a lot of a bad feeling in the camp. Obviously, you're going to. Now, I mean, listen, James is not the same James that he was, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. But I feel like with Liverpool, that that part of the pitch should be assessed long time ago. That part of the pitch where you don't have enough midfield player, that part need to be reassessed as quickly as possible. I think this with Liverpool last game till the 1st of April. They don't have a game this weekend because of Fulham that are involved in FA Cup, I think. So Jurgen Klopp has a lot to think from now on to the 1st of April, who they face Man City. Again, that does not get any easier for Liverpool. And they play Man City at Man City. I think it's a 12:30 kickoff. Okay. So he will go, obviously, everybody will be, they will have day off, and they will obviously have a look around and see where they did right and wrong. But Liverpool need to come to the game against Man City fresher, quicker, ready for it. As I said, they will have about 10 days off because they're not involved in any other competition. And if you feel like, okay, this is opportunity for Jurgen Klopp to have a look at the squad again, prepare better, that you're going to Etihad, that, it will be a game that you expect to Liverpool to at least perform. I'm not sure about the result, but to perform better than they perform away at Bournemouth. What's Liverpool's weaknesses so far? What is, I'm gonna put a question out there for you guys, right? Yeah, international break. Yeah, after this weekend game. After this weekend game, there's an international break. There won't be no game from next week, or they'll come back in the week after. Yeah, international break. Yeah, there's no game next week, the 26th, and the next game will be the 1st of March. No, 1st of April. So I see, I said they need to reassess a lot of things at Liverpool right now. It's one of those cases where, and the question is, has Jurgen Klopp taken Liverpool as far as he could? Or do you feel like they need to bring somebody new that bring fresh ideas, fresh way of seeing stuff? Or do you reckon, you know what, he's done what? Do you think the trophy that he's won in the past has bought him some more time in the football club? Because the fell off has been the fell off Liverpool has been big fell off, massive one. Nobody expected it to be like this. That's a massive job. But I think because of what Jurgen Klopp has done with the football club in the past, the amount of young players he's brought into the first team, the trophy that he's won, that's probably why that there's not a conversation of give me a P45. That's probably why, But I think in terms of a squad, next summer, it'll be a massive clear out Anfield. Massive clear out. Massive. I mean, you have to be harsh with certain people even though they've been good to you, in order for the benefit of the football club, you got to have a very difficult conversation. Say, you know what? Thank you for your service, but right now we're moving to a different direction, and we want to bring different, different players. I mean, listen, with with Jurgen Klopp, right? There's always been a stigma that's attached to him, that he will build a team, like he did with Dortmund, 6, 7 years, they're playing higher press football. In the eighth years, they just fell off. Literally just fell off. And is the method of his training is that demanding that, when you're bad, you're very, very bad. When you're good, you're extremely very good. So there's not balance in between the way Jurgen Klopp set to set up his team. I mean, listen, I understand I mean, it was difficult for James to play in that position because it was outnumbered by the quality that Real Madrid possess in that midfield part. You know, yes, James tried to cover the pitch, but then you've got people like Luka Modric, you've got Tony Cruz, Kamavinga. They're just popping it in left and right, who are also very comfortable on the ball. It makes it worse because they're all good on the ball. It's not like one of them is good, the other one's not good. It's just all three of those guys in midfield. They're very good on the ball, and you wouldn't want to face play people and player like that away from home. You know, um, yeah, that's what I think about Liverpool. Liverpool, it's a massive project for them now going forward. If they miss out on Champions League next year again, which means you also suffer in terms of the type of player you bring into the football club. If you're involved in Europa League, which means most of your game will be Thursday and Sunday, like Arsenal is at the moment, and you won't be able to attract big name players because big name players said, you know what, if I'm gonna come to your football club, I need to play Champions League, and you're not involved in the Champions League. you know, Better squad going forward. Um, Madrid, the ball retention is up. Listen, to a point where when they're passing the ball to each other, they're not even like they're actually pinging it to each other. That's how crazy like watching Madrid play. They don't like give a simple 5 but I'm pinging it to you and see what you see your reaction. But it's a it's a lesson learned for Liverpool going forward that if you look at how Man United, if you look at how Man City, Arsenal to extent how they've assembled a squad of a team who are competing at the highest level, I think Liverpool would need to take a leaf out of those club books, i.e., bring some of the best young players available out there, ready-made, playing, pay over the odds if you have to, bring them to the team, and move them forward. Yes, there's a massive talk of Jude Bellingham, but Jude is not the answer. They won't be the only answer for Liverpool question this year, this next season. They will need more than just Jude to be able to compete at Old Front next season. At least 5 or 6 men need to come in through that door for Liverpool to be able to, for people to start having conversation about Liverpool in and around there. They will need a bigger squad, a better rotation, better squad, better equipped, and defensively they need to be better. They become so easy to get out. We've seen it week in, week out in the Premier League. If you isolate Trent, if you isolate Robson, you got a chance. Van Dijk, I know, and I've said this in one of the podcasts. I said it's almost like that injury hasn't helped him. Because if you watch the game against Bournemouth, some of the stuff that Dominic Solanke was doing to Van Dijk, you're like, oh wow, I didn't know that Solanke was this good. Oh, I didn't know that Van Dijk was that bad. That's what you look. That's what you're looking at. You're thinking, ooh, I didn't know that they had this in their locker. You know what I mean? So it's a situation where Liverpool would definitely need to have a very harsh conversation in some of those players if they have any chance of competing next season. Okay, guys, I am done. I hope you enjoyed that little 15 minutes of us having a conversation about this Liverpool team and Liverpool performance. Please don't forget to subscribe and share, comment below. Let me know your thought process about Liverpool going forward. Is Jurgen Klopp still the main man to carry Liverpool forward? Or Liverpool need to part with Jurgen Klopp, or Liverpool need to bring a whole lot of players, in order for them to compete next season. I'll see you next time, guys. Have a good one.